Our story begins on one blustery day in Dablon Hall of Lemoyne College in 2014, where three freshman girls were playing bananagrams. This is Joy. She's kind of quiet. And then we have Stevie, who is a drama queen. And last, there's Kate, who is a tomboy. Wait, I just got this text from Jimmy.
From Jimmy B? Can you read it to me?
Yeah, Jimmy B, come to the Cove party. I can't stop moving my hips like yeah.
Why would he send a thing like that?
I have no idea. It's Jimmy B.
Should we go check up on this?
Yes, it's Jimmy B.
Do you think he's in the Cove?
That's what he said. Let's go. So they took the elevator down 3 floors to the Cove in the basement of Dablon, and they found people partying to no music. So they looked through Dablon, trying to find someone sane enough to explain what was going on. They looked in the computer lab, and they found, to their surprise, someone dancing to a music video of Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. They looked in the RA office to find no one. The phones weren't working. The world was going crazy. They knocked on Tyler's door, and he wasn't there. They checked in the bathroom, and no sign of a sane soul. So, wait, what could be making them turn into these dancing zombies?
Well, what were there any clues in Jimmy B's text?
He said he was moving his hips like yeah.
Do you think he was listening to Party in the USA?
He must have been, that new song.
So do you think that's what they were listening to in the Cove?
That must have been it, and they all turned into dancing zombies.
And wasn't Party in the USA what was on the computer screen when we went in the computer lab?
Yeah, it was, and that kid wouldn't stop dancing.
So what you're saying is, Party in the USA is what's causing all this dancing mania?
That must be it. What are we going to do?
We could
Google it! Of course, we'll use the internet as a source. But alas, the girls were not in luck because the internet was not working in Dablon that night. What a surprise. So they sat and pondered their options and decided that they would go out and try to find wireless internet. So they braved the blistering cold and arrived at their first destination, Forey Hall. It was a short walk, but a cold one. They looked down the halls only to find that they were completely empty. Worst of all, there was still no wireless internet access. Oh joy. They moved on to their next destination, Nelligan Hall, the all-boys hall. They looked around, up and down the stairs, but still there seemed to be no one in sight. What a disappointment. And again, there was no wireless internet. Then they moved on to Harrison Hall. They decided that it was a good idea to split up because there were many places to check for people. Joy checked in Suite 201. She thought she heard sound coming from one of the doors. Meanwhile, the other girls met up. Neither of them had seen anyone either. But where was Joy? They followed where she had been searching, only to find disappointment. Joy was hypnotized. She was dancing like a mad woman. The girls were distraught. They had lost their third counterpart. And if you couldn't guess it, there was no wireless internet. The girls bravely moved on to St. Mary's Hall, the all-girls hall, and they went to try to find internet again, but to no avail. As they approached the last hall on campus, they knew the stakes were terribly high. They were trying so hard to find a remedy to this zombie sickness that was terminating the campus slowly. Mitchell Hall was their last destination, their last hope on a journey that was sure to be met with failure. They looked down the halls, but no one was there. And worst of all, no wireless. They finally began to head back to Dablon, but as they passed the Performing Arts Center, they gave it a last hope. But the doors were locked. What could they do? What are we going to do? The doors are locked. There's nowhere else to go.
Do you have anything on you that you could use to pick the lock?
I have cell phone. My knife gadget!
Does it have a gadget that we can use?
Well, if we use the actual knife part and we pick the lock like this.
Is it working?
It's working! We're in! Yes! When they got into the pack, they realized that there was wireless internet inside. This was a time of rejoicing.
Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar, el ritmo de la noche, sounds of...
So they went online, lickety-split, and they looked up a cure for Miley Cyrus-induced zombie mania. And they found the answer. So they rushed back to Harrison Hall and found Joy, and brought her to Dablon Hall. They dragged her into their room and exposed her to Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, and the spell was miraculously broken. She stopped dancing at once. And they all lived happily ever after, now that the Springsteen song was on. 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 The Springsteen song was on.
I hopped up the plane at LAX with a dream, my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see the Hollywood